Get a look at it.
It's Tots of Finesse. And that is his level. I'll tell you what, that was a conspicuous dart at Tots, particularly if we looked at it from that angle. We just had to have a double check ourselves.
And if Ryan gets a big treble, he should get a dart for the match.
Should and will at Tops. To win it in style, to win it with a ton topper, and that really was an efficient performance from Ryan Finesse out of the gate. As professional can be for the man from Salisbury. He gets the better of Josh Carter by 4-0, finishing off with that 108 checkout, 4 from 7 on the doubles. He'll be settled enough with that first performance of Ryan Finesse. Coming up after the break, Scott Baker takes on Dennis van der Ende.
Game up like it's a fresh croissant.
Game shot on the
That's a
third leg,
14
Scott
dart
Baker.
leg. And that'll do wonders for your average. He's got to get there first. And he has.
40.
But he's hit his own flight on the way through and can't find the target. And it is that target that Scott has.
It's the target that Baker takes, and he wins by 4-0 against Dennis van der Ende. A good start for the mods. Next up, Hurds against Rodriguez. 6 on the doubles. This is a real solid opening passage for him. However, Rusty Jake looking for Tots or 160 to stem the tide.
Rusty Jake Rodriguez.
He had to take that out because Hurds was sat on a double to go 3-0 to the good.
It's not often you see a clean-shaven dart player these days.
Rusty Jake to throw first, game on.
Or at least Rusty Jake is. Tops wasn't the right effort in that play, but this could be.
It's 2-8 for the match. It's 2-8 that's found, and Chris Hurds had to stave off the Rusty Jake comeback. He wins by 4-3. Rusty Jake ignited his match of a 160 checkout, but it's Hurds who gets over the line with a hop, skip, and jump off the stage. The first round of fixtures are done in a flash. Carter and Baker is coming up after this short break.
I think if he'd hit that dart, it could have ended on the floor. This is double top. And that is the win for Scott Baker. His opponent had darts at double in every single leg. But when it comes to 1 out of 15, that will never get the job done. However, 4 from 11 will, and a 76 average for Baker will get it done on this occasion. So he has got 4 points from his first 2 games, and he's looking good. As for Rusty Jake Rodriguez, he's about to take on Ryan Finesse. That could be a very good match after the break. Bigger smile had that been hit.
40.
Well, the way Finesse has been finishing today, you don't expect to miss. At least not with 3 in hand. Oh, he gets it first time. And Finesse leads by 2-0. Well, this really would be an act of escapology, an act of recovery, but the fish isn't going to go.
Yeah, Rusty is no Houdini.
58. Round your car 10.
5 mismatched darts.
Game shot in the match.
But it's not going to be 6, as Ryan Finesse does a very professional job. It may not be his best performance, but I'll tell you what it is. It's very similar to what we saw from him in the first round, because his first average of the day was 81.24. That is 81.34, so you know pretty much what you're going to get from Ryan Finesse. And if he continues to do that, you're going to have to try and best him. And as far as today is concerned, nobody has. When we come back, it will be Chris Hurds again and his green hair up against Dennis van der Ende. Afterwards as well, that can be a toxic thing. Just go high on this dart.
100.
Just about high enough.
100.
Needs to find a helm. Oh, no. The worst possible dart he could have found.
40.
And so Josh Carter's going to come back for Tots to beat Rusty Jake Rodriguez. And it would leave the Austrian bottom of the pile. Tops it is. Now double 10. For morale-boosting win for Josh Carter. He gets the better of Rusty Jake Rodriguez by 4-2. Gets his first win on the board. There was some encouraging signs in that match for Josh Carter. That's the tail of the tape. Coming up after the break, Scott Baker against Chris Hurds.
121.
And they all came on Monday. Double 14. Somebody's cooking now. That's a 12-darter.
To take us all the way. Hurds sat on a single to double combo. This is necessary, and it was almost taken by the mod, and so Hurds will come back with 2 darts in hand, a double 16
Game
to
shot
seal
of the
a
match,
4-2 win and a real flurry towards the line. The last 2 legs won in 26 darts, the average 92.75. It's one of the highest averages we've seen this week. One of the performances of the week from Chris Hurds as he beat Scott Baker by 4 legs to 2. Coming up after the break, Ryan Finesse and Dennis van der Ende to end the match. Is that a nice guide? Oh, double 8, this won't be pretty. It's not
16.
pretty at all.
Run your car 55.
He might pay the penalty for that. This has not been a classic performance from Ryan. It's been a bit iffy. But he's still in with a shout of a 3rd consecutive win. But he would take 4 hits from anything.
And it's a 13 darter to get over the line, and Ryan Finesse beats Dennis van der Ende by 4 legs to 3. 82.29 his average. We know exactly where his basis of play is right now. Sprinting straight back down the Yorkie, straight back down into the practice room. It's all business for Finesse. It's perfect from Finesse so far. We're going to take a short break. When we return, Rusty Jake Rodriguez takes on Scott Baker. Is it a 4-1 success? 2 at double 16. He only needs the 1. And Scott Baker moves on to 6 points in this group. He temporarily moves above Ryan Finesse on legs difference. So Rusty Jake Rodriguez is 4 defeats from 4. It's been a disastrous day for the Austrian. Scott Baker picking the points up. 4-1 the victor. Coming up after the break, Dennis van der Ende takes on Josh Carter. Pitches above the double 5. And well, this would be totally ironic after the last leg. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's a bit too ironic. He couldn't find a double to win leg 1, and now he pins the 130 to win leg 2.
Area, they'd probably tell us, oh, that happens all the time.
Is this going to happen for Dennis? It could be back-to-back ton plus outs, but this is going to be a very awkward dart at tops. Oh, what a find! He wouldn't have seen much of that because the first 2 would have been in the way to get over the line in the end. Double 16. Right, it's going to have to be double 12 now.
15.
Doesn't go. And so Josh to win the match. It would move him on to 4 points. Keeps him afloat. Keeps him in play.
He cannot believe he's still in this match.
It looks like he's thankful for the opportunity as opposed to grasping it, but he will grasp it there. He wins 4-3 against Dennis van der Ende. It moves him on to 4 points in the group. Well, Josh is still in the equation, and after the break, we're going to watch Chris Hurds and Ryan Finesse go toe-to-toe. Yeah, they were intriguing days, weren't they, back in Southampton? When at the end of every single leg, do you remember the end of every leg? They'd cut back to us on the comms cam.
I've cast it into my forgotten part of my memory.
49. Chris Carr, 78.
I remember that 180 from Chris Hurds. That was brilliant. This could be as well. And it is.
On the 5th leg. Chris Hurds.
That's glorious. 258 and 6 from Chris. He's had 4 darts for the match. Does he need a 7th?
No score. Chris Carr, 40.
You can hear his frustration. He has had this match in his hands. And if Hurds can find the double that Finesse has just missed, we go the distance.
No, but he can get the next best thing.
Huge passage in play in terms of this game and this group. Tops for Hurds to really hurt Ryan Finesse, who had missed 7 match darts in the previous leg and then loses in leg 7. He's still got a smile on his face, but he cuts a full-on and frustrated figure. Hurds, a 4-3 winner. Next, van der Ende against Rusty Jake Rodriguez.
What he can do.
What can he do with this?
On the
Pin the ton. It's his second ton topper of the day.
We have had a 170 this week from Joe Mernant. Back on Monday. Possibly another. How about now?
145.
That would have given
Pushes
him
into car 20.
both types of fish today. Oh,
score.
no.
Dennis, your car
Anything
25.
that could have gone wrong on double 10 has gone wrong.
And so for Dennis to Van der Ende his day with a win. Double 8. For a
Game shot of the
4-2
match,
success,
Dennis Van
and
der
for
Ende.
Rusty Jake Rodriguez, it was a Thursday filled with troubles. He failed to pick up a win on day 4. As for Dennis Van der Ende, well, he's put himself in the mix. 4 points to his name means he's going to be hanging around the periphery when it comes to tomorrow afternoon's action. 2 more games to go. Finesse and Baker, the winner, will move on to 8 points.
Got a car 102.
102 for 2-0, finds the treble, gets the single, it's tops,
Game
it's
shot on the
perfectly
second
pinned
leg,
by
Scott
Baker
Baker.
for a 2-0 lead. And he is halfway towards the finishing line against
Third leg
Finesse.
Sticking
got the car
around.
56.
Can Scott put him away?
Tops to do so. Tops
Game
is
shot on the match,
found,
Scott Baker.
and it's going to be the mob that holds the control of this Group C table. He wins 4 for 5 on his opening day. He beats Ryan Finesse by 4 legs to 2, and it is advantage Baker, as perhaps some expected at the beginning of the day. He beats Ryan Finesse by 4 legs to 2. Coming up after the break, Josh Carter and Chris Hurds rounds off our Group C action.
Great chance to rescue the situation.
Game
But
shot
as
on
it
the
turns
fifth leg,
out,
Chris Hurds.
He is broken. And Chris has got 2 opportunities now
6 leg Chris to throw first.
to finish
Game
on 8 points overnight.
Window, and it looked like he was contemplating his options.
Now he's still got options.
49.
Does he want to go
Chris
for
your
double
car
5 or
10.
does he want to split it? No hesitation.
And
Game
finds
shot
it.
on the match,
And Chris Hurds will end the day on 8 points. The Welshman, who has never made it through to a Saturday night before here at the Super Series, has put himself in a fantastic position to do exactly that. Doing so with an average of just under 82, 4 from 15 when it came to the finishing. Hurds beats Carter in our final game of the day by 4 legs to 2. But it is he and Scott Baker who are top of the pile on 8 points apiece. Myself and Paul Nicholson will head down to the studio to analyse it all on the other side of this short break.